Okay, stats, let's do the first of the last two sections. We'll start with part of it. The truth about chapter 4 is that a lot of it comes down to you just putting things into the calculator right. And we want to review some realities that we're going to need moving forward. So first off, a positive slope looks like this line. It rises from the left to the right. A negative slope falls from the left to the right. So a lot of what you're going to be doing is looking at scatter diagrams and looking if the dots generally look like they're rising from left to right or if they're generally falling from left to right. Now, what is a scatter diagram? It's a plot of all data points. It's not a line connecting them. It's just you're placing the dots where they go and looking at the trend of the pattern. So a positive, what we call a correlation, it says one variable increases, so does the other. It kind of looks like a positive slope between the dots if you're looking at the relation from one to the other. So that means as x goes to the right, which is increasing, y should be going up. A negative correlation is the opposite. As one variable increases, the other decreases. So as x goes to the right, y should be going down. Now, otherwise, we're just first going to look at the scatter plot on page 3 before we do anything else. It takes a chart of hours studied relative to test score. So all you have to do is plot all of the points. So it says if you study the person who studied 6 hours, they got an 82. So if we make sure that our graph is labeled properly, then we go over to the 6 and go up to where 82 would be, and we plot the point. So 6 up at 82, it's about here. Then it says the person who studied 2 hours got a 58, 2, 58. The person who studied 3 hours got a 70, 3, 70. The person who studied 8 hours got a 98, 8, 98. The person who studied 1 hour got a 60. The person who studied 5 hours got a 75. Now, they're not always going to line up perfectly. In fact, it's a very rare day in actual data for them to line up anywhere near perfectly. But you can generally see what's happening as they go from left to right. So scores, for the people who studied less, their scores are generally lower. But as the people studied more, their scores got higher. That means it's generally going up from left to right. So when it asks you what kind of correlation this is a positive correlation. Because when you look at it, it's generally rising from left to right. So I know this is a short video. We're not going to do the scatter plot on page 4, but it's hours studied or number of absences versus test score. And generally, as your number of absences increases, your test scores tend to go down. So you should find a negative correlation on that one. Because on the next video, what we will talk about is starting on page 5 is that really scary looking formula, and we'll do the table on page 7. Before we talk about how to put this in the calculator, we'll just do one by hand. So that's all for this video though.